Hello and welcome to the Real Estate Titans podcast. I'm your host, Frank Ray, and I'm here with a Titan who's pretty close to my neck of the woods out in Stockton, California, Lance McHan. Lance, how you doing, man?
I'm good, brother. How you doing?
Man, I'm doing good. You know, we were in the green room just chatting about some stuff, and Lance's kind of history and the way he got into the business, etc., and where he is today is a unique, cool story to begin with, but we're going to get to the meat and potatoes about today. But just so you know, I want to give you Lance's numbers. Over the past 12 months, Lance has knocked out about 11 million in volume, which is pretty remarkable over the last 12 months, right? Pretty remarkable. You know, probably that's at least 16 units, something like that, something along those lines.
Yeah. Actually, the 11 million is from January 1, so like I'm on track.
Oh, that's not past 12 months.
Yeah.
This is for this is year to date.
Yeah, this is.
Ooh, let's rewind. Let's rewind. Okay. So in the past 5 months, 11 million, about 16 units. Wow. That is definitely Titan status for sure. And we just got to pick your brain, dude, and figure this whole thing out. I mean, to knock out that much so far this year is pretty remarkable. Let's just start here, man. Is there... there's so many things to ask, right? But is there a particular, Lance, like for the people out there that aren't doing, 11 million in 5 months, right? Is there a particular, like strategy or what's the thing for you? Do you have a thing, man, where it's like, this is the thing I do that like moves the needle that I'll never stop doing, like a strategy or something like that you favor in this?
Well, in 2015, I met 2016 is probably I met a gentleman by the name of Nick Sakis. He's out of Florida. He's Amplified Marketing, and we become friends. He's in Florida. I'm in Stockton, and we met online, so on Facebook, in a real estate group, and he was like, "You need to get in front of the camera. Like, you have the personality. You should just get in front of camera, interview different business owners." And so I just started interviewing, had my own little podcast, interviewing agents, was out there doing commercials and basically pumping up other businesses. I was the digital mayor, so to speak, is what my buddy said you needed to be. So I got my name out there, was running Facebook ads, even though they don't really convert, but I was just running like branding stuff.
Top of mind. Here I am. I'm out here.
Yeah. Who's this guy? Is he running for mayor or is he office? And people call me like, "Are you running for something?" And I'm like, "No." Or people, "You should be mayor." I'm like, "Doesn't pay enough." And then I gotta deal with all the headaches, everybody.
Yeah.
And so, I got my name out there. A friend of mine, when I first got started, he's like, you buy leads, then you start marketing, and then you start branding. Branding is where you hope that the fish start chasing the boat.
Got ya. So
I think just doing that, and then
I gotta interrupt you here. Okay, so interviewing business owners, right? That was kind of a thing that this gentleman in Florida said, "Man, you need to do something like this," and you ran with that, obviously.
Right.
So walk me through that. What do you mean interview? So, and just so you know, side note, I love this strategy. It was something that I did years ago, and I love it. But I want to hear from you how you approached it, how you did it, and how do you get business from that? I interview a business owner. So what?
I never really looked at it as getting business from it.
Okay. All right.
It come from contribution. I would hook up with my favorite restaurants, like, hey, like, or eyeglass place or whatever. Like, anybody was welcome. If you had a business or a nonprofit, I wanted to talk to you. And
okay.
I would just basically promote their business. They would share it to their Facebook page. It was just it's called audience hacking. So people would just get to know me, and I wasn't really asking for business. And even one guy was like, "You need to ask for business at the end of this every time." So I'm like, I'm not really doing it for that. I just want people. The more people know me, the better off my business is going to be over time. And so it's just kind of all come together. We have this magazine. It's called the San Joaquin Magazine, and you're voted the #1. And the lady called me one day. She's like, "You've been voted #1." I'm like, "Yeah, I've already spent my advertising budget for the for the
I
year.
I know where this is going.
Yeah.
This is gonna be one of those. Yeah.
And so she's like, no, like, you legit won. People wrote your name in. You won, but you have the choice of paying for advertising or you don't. Like, either way, you won this. And I'm like, okay, wow, that's a different take, because I know, like, some, what is it, the Realtor of the Year award, you get the email every 6 months, like, oh, you've been nominated. And she's like, no. So I realized that all that pre-marketing work, I just had a little camcorder. Cell phones weren't that good, when I started, like,
sure,
now, and I just bought a little camcorder and kind of edited. I was terrible. And then
and so where are you posting these videos? Is this all on Facebook?
Facebook, TikTok now.
Yeah. How many of these are you making? So this is back. You said this is like 2016. I think is what you said.
Yeah, I was doing probably 2 videos a month of.
That's it.
Businesses, yeah.
That's not too much, because I think right away some people think, oh great, now I don't think I can do a video, 2 videos a week or anything, but you weren't. You're doing just a couple a month.
Yeah, a couple a month, and I wasn't really doing a whole lot of like video now. It's different,
Yeah.
And then, do you remember Go See Cal? Do you remember that?
Sure.
So I have a jingle too. So I had a guy create a jingle. I put it at the end. So it's like, yes, you can with Lance McHan.
Nice.
So people, like, they know me from my jingle, and there's all kinds of
I got to talk about the jingle. What a cool idea. Number one, not a lot of people do the jingle.
No.
Not a lot, and it doesn't really cost that much to get a jingle made. If you were going to look into it, right?
$200.
Yeah, a few $100, right?
$200 I ever spent in my life. The best.
Yeah, you get a jingle made. I remember I was in I had the mortgage space, obviously, but I had my own brokerage. We had a jingle made.
Really?
Acceptance, mortgage group. We're working for you. So yeah, I'm experienced with the jingle, dude. I get it, and it was cool, and people would sing it to me like, "Hey, acceptance."
To the guy.
Yeah, the guy with the jingle. We need to bring the jingle back, my friend. I think it's a cool thing. It's so cool that you brought that up. But so it's 2016. You're doing a couple videos a month. You're basically interviewing business owners and bringing them to light. You're audience hacking. They're of course sharing it with their friends and their sphere of influence and all that kind of stuff. You got a cool jingle at the end, so it kind of had this cool hook, this cool hook thing. But keep me going here. So you're in 2016. You're just getting started, and then where's the deals? Were you getting any business? Where is it? I think what I want to really get to is, where's it coming from today? Like, if you were to tell me where it's coming from, where's it coming from?
From sphere of influence,
Okay.
Like, when you start, you're just struggling, like, you're deal to deal.
Yeah.
But I would invest that money back into videos. I would spend money on Facebook, just running branding ads, and people, now it's just referral base. Also specialize in divorce, which is something that generates probably 5 or 6 deals a year. I don't have to cold call anymore.
Okay.
That's the beauty of it.
Do you still do the marketing though? Do you still do video?
I still do video.
How often?
So now I batch create. So I hired a team from Texas. They flew out here and we spent 3 days, and I shot like 98 videos.
Wow.
Probably more than that, because some of them were okay. Some, my voice was wrecked by the end of the 3 days. So,
yeah.
They had me, a year's worth of content within 2 weeks after they left. So now I could focus on business, schedule a couple days. Like, I just flew the guy back out from Texas. We shot a $2.2 million listing.
Property, yeah.
Property in Galt. Super nice property.
2.2 in Galt. That must be pretty nice.
It's got 4 RV sites.
I was going to say.
3.5 acres. Nice. It looks like its own little resort. It's got this beautiful pool, open, outdoor kitchen. It's stunning.
Wow.
Pictures can never do this property justice. So I flew him out here. He's like, hey, if you're going to fly me out here, we might as well do some more content.
Yeah, why not?
Heck yeah. So we spent another 3 days shooting. By the end of the day, like I was like talking like, yeah, right.
Lance McHan. Yeah. Hey man, do these guys, when they come out and shoot all the stuff, do they chop it up, edit it, and do all that fun stuff for you too, and disperse? Do they do the distribution? Are they connected to all your stuff, or do you?
I distribute it, but they give me script ideas, ideas. We kind of powwow.
Yeah.
Ideas, and he creates some of it's off the top of the head, and some of it is reading teleprompter. It just kind of depends on what topic we're focused on. And it's made a huge...
There you go. So video's still a big part of your marketing scheme, if you will, or your marketing plan, or
people. I mean, I love postcards too. That's another way I get business. Is, I'm kind of lazy. I like the fish chasing the boat. Like people call like, "Hey, what's my homework?"
Yeah. Let me talk about postcards. So you do that too, but is it once a month? Is it a targeted farm or?
With the MLS, you're able to see who's doing what in a specific area.
Yeah.
And the most cost-effective way is every door direct. So you're probably talking 50, 60 cents for a postcard. And early on in my career, I become friends with the title rep, and they were like, "Oh yeah, so-and-so does, she gets a lot of business and she does postcards." I'm like, okay, if I would have been smarter, I would have just started right then with like $200 or $300.
Yeah.
500 homes, and just continually hit those over the course of, the 8
forever.
years.
Yeah, whatever.
And then I had the pleasure of doing a deal with her last year, and she's pretty much retired, and she's like, if I ever had to do it again, I would definitely do postcards. Like,
really?
She was like, it was by far the best investment.
No kidding.
Because you're in their mailbox every month.
The thing with postcards, though, just like anything else, and I think you would agree with me, Lance, is like, this is something you've got to do consistently, though. You can't just do one postcard mailing and go, well, that sucked. I didn't get anything. Postcards don't work. This is something you've got to do like forever, right? Like, I've got to have this neighborhood. They see me every month religiously, right?
Right. And it's the law of probability, too. If you send out 100 postcards, the chance of you getting a phone call is pretty low. But if you send out 300 or 400 consistently, you're, more people.
Yeah, you got a higher probability of somebody engaging with you.
Mm-hmm. And then ideally every 3 weeks, so 16 touches a year instead of 12. That'd be ideal, but given the budget, once a month, just
at least once a month.
Report, have your little QR code of your home value tool. Hey, this home, this is what your home, you could pull it all up on the MLS. Like, you just these stats, they're going to call you if they want a CMA or more information.
Yeah. Like, now you got me asking something else. So QR code for a home valuation tool, where's that go? Where does that go?
On the postcard,
yeah, but when they scan it, what's the system that you're using to help them?
HomeBot is
HomeBot.
There's Home IQ, which Home IQ is free. You just go in there and you pick a lender, or you can have your lender sign up for it. But there's lenders across the country. Yeah. Just pick one, and then you activate your account, and
it comes with lender advertising, so it's free. So you get the lender advertise. Pick one. Now you can got a link basically or something, and you attach that to a QR code.
Home IQ even gives you like graphics for posts. It's a pretty cool little thing, and
very cool.
I was mailing the whole town of Wilton, like 2,500 homes, but some of these homes are multi-million-dollar estates, and I wasn't paying attention. You have to pay attention to your thing. I had like 16 people sign up, and I never called them.
You didn't even know?
Because I thought I was going to get an email. Somehow, like, the link was broken between...
It didn't make the connection.
Going into my spam or something. It wasn't making it to me, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, what an idiot. But live and learn.
Live and learn. So this is cool. So I mean, you're at the point now, you've been doing this long enough and you put these efforts into where, like you said, the fish are chasing the boat at this point. So you're getting calls, hey, I need your help. I need your help. But everything that you've mentioned so far is get your face out there. Don't be a secret agent, right?
Man.
If you're not visible, what are you? You're invisible, right? So a lot of the Facebook, the video stuff, social media you're doing, just getting the word out there, postcard marketing consistently. I love the fact that you're saying, get a home valuation, scan the QR code, but right? Yeah, that makes a whole lot of lot of sense. Yeah. So, this is all pretty awesome. One of the things that you did mention though as well is that I was going to ask you, do you have a niche? Do you do any niche stuff? Some guys might be, I specialize in earthworm farms. That's my niche and that's what I'm sticking to, but you mentioned divorce, right? You mentioned that you do divorce. Walk me through that. How did you start getting that going? And you're saying that does about 5 a year, which last I checked, that's the national average for most real estate agents. Last I checked, it is, right? So your divorce niche, that is a small segment of what you do, is the national average for most real estate people. How did you start walking down that path, and how do you get the business? How do you do it? I mean, what does it entail?
It's a hard niche to break into because lawyers know that agents will be contacting them consistently, and fortunately for me, there was somebody going through a divorce. They put my name and they put my card in the hat. They called me. Each couple has to, or each spouse has to put in 3 cards. They both chose me, and so because you got to go in on your reviews, you know what I mean? Like, you got to build up a review preference because people are going to be looking at your reviews. Right now, I currently have like over 80 on my Google, but they looked at me and they saw the reviews, what people said, so they both hired me. And my thing was like, I represent you both 100%. There's no 50-50. It's like you 100% and you 100%. There's no favoritism. You could bash your husband or wife all you want, but I'm not going to go back and tell what you say because it just creates turmoil. My job is to sell the home. I don't care if you hate each other or you cussing them out. I don't care. Like, I just want to sell the home, get you the most money possible so you can start the next chapter in your life. But what I've gone through this process is a lot of times the real estate is the last thing holding them together, and they do not want to let go. Like, they raise their kids there, all these emotions and memories, and sometimes it's hard to get them to let go. Yeah, just kind of like gently nudge them along the way to get it. Sometimes you have to drop a nuke on the attorneys, like, hey, like, we're at an impasse, like, you guys need to get your clients under control.
You need to step in and take control, man, so we can get this thing done. But let me ask you this: so did you have a divorce deal, and then you got connected to the divorce attorney through that deal, and then you started building a relationship with that one particular attorney, and then so is your relationship with multiple divorce attorneys at this point, or is it really with just a couple? Or
now it is like I've kind of branded myself as the divorce expert, certified in divorce expertise.
Did you do the NAR certification in that or anything?
Yeah, it's something like NAR. There's a couple out there.
Okay.
It doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to get the business, but it definitely gives you credibility.
Right.
Just doing a good job, level communication with the attorneys. You kind of don't want to over communicate, but you don't want to not communicate. Hey, we're about to close. You need to get the biggest one is, hey, where's the money going? Because the attorneys are getting paid out of the closing, right?
Right.
They're like, the 2 attorneys need to figure out where the money's going.
Yeah, they need to agree what's going on.
You need to submit a demand to escrow. You need the court order. And all this stuff. So giving them a heads up of where we're about to close, probably a week ahead of time, really helps them because they're busy. They have other cases that they're probably on fire. So being able to be an asset to them really helps, and not getting in the minutia of the BS.
Yeah, you really become a team member for those guys, don't you?
Yeah, like you're a tool for them, just like when they hire an expert for retirement accounts or child development or whatever. Like you're kind of in that niche, but you don't have the official title.
Yeah, so that's about 5 a year for you at this point. Let me ask, I'm just curious about this, and I always get sidetracked with things pop into my head as you're talking about things. So I'm just curious, like, you get a couple, unfortunately, they are divorcing, they're splitting up, they got to sell the home. Then you've got two people, right, that you've worked with who now have each realized a certain amount of cash. What would you say the percentages of, well, now I sell both of those people a house? I get, like, what's the percentage of that?
That is super. I've never had that happen.
Never.
Because usually by that time, their credit is taking a hit, right? Because someone's not making a payment, or the credit cards aren't getting paid, or, it's
interesting.
That person, I'm not going to pay those bills. And then collectively, their credit gets hit.
Trash each other.
People think like, well, I can get 3 deals out of this. Well, one spouse may be working, one may not, one may be on disability. The likelihood of getting 2 or 3 deals out of one transaction
it's not reality.
No.
Interesting. Good to know. Good to know.
Agents will think like, oh yeah, no, like, and you don't want to be doing a side deal with the husband or the wife trying to help them find a home, because how can you show that you're impartial? Right.
Yeah.
If you're spending a lot of time with the husband, the wife can be like, you guys are buddy, like this doesn't work out, or
I don't trust you now.
Vice versa. I had one lady, she was like, my wife worked with this lady, she's like, you and my husband, I'm like, I've taken a reduced commission to help you out, for one. My commission's like $3,500. Like, you think I'm going to risk my license the way I feed my family for $3,500?
Yeah. I don't think so.
Million. Right?
We won't go down that.
This is my license, which I provide for my family. I need a big chunk of money, not $3,500.
Not $3,500. Yeah. So
that one worked out. She kind of come to her senses after.
Well, good. Those are trying. We've had other Titans on the podcast where they've touched base on divorce and just realized, man, that's a lot of listening, right? A lot of listening when you're dealing in that situation.
What'd you say to my wife? Right? He's like, this is the first civil conversation I had with her in over a year. Like,
well, yeah, you're a realtor / therapist. Yeah, counselor. Yeah.
I was like, well, when people feel like they're being treated fairly, the walls and the anger kind of subside, and we just deal done.
You have to develop that over time, don't you? And learn how to do that well. Yeah.
Communication, high level communication.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Let me ask you this. This is always a fun question that we ask our Titans. So you've been doing this 8 years. Obviously, do a lot of deals. I mean, this year alone, holy schmoly. Congratulations. Congratulations. But oftentimes we like to ask our Titans, on the podcast, like, can you tell us about a deal that, like, you got through, but it was like one of those deals where it was like, oh my gosh, I can't even believe this is happening right now. Like, what? And managed to get through it. Okay. And like what the lesson learned was, any unique, bizarre, like I had one Titan, 3 days before the close of escrow, tree fell on the house.
Oh my gosh.
Still closed it. Got it closed. Took a while. Had to rebuild the house. Buyers hung in there. Still closed the house. But, things like that. You have any crazy stories of like tough deals that you managed to get through and a lesson that could be learned from it?
Crazy Russian woman.
Okay.
She was a little, she liked Adderall, put it to you like that. And she was like always on the go, but getting nothing done. We were about to close her house, and she was like, I don't have nowhere to go. I'm going to get $128,000. I have all this stuff. So I rented a dumpster, my expense, hired 3 guys, come in and just clean the home out, negotiated a purchase of a little 2-bedroom condo for her, owner financed. You know, like getting it done. Like she's like, I need a place to go because the child, you know, custody hearing coming up. I'm like, okay, cool. You put 60 down. The purchase price is 120. Your payment's $600 a month. Like you could work at Target down the street and no problem.
Yeah, you can do this.
She bought her son a car, spent the money, ended up buying an RV, you know, called me months later, just cussing me out. I'm just like, what? Like I had all this stuff done for you. You got a place to go so you can keep custody of your children. And one day she would call me every once in a while, and I'm probably due for a call. And she left me a 5-star review. And I went in and I took pictures of it and I printed it out, saved it to my Dropbox, saved it to my Google Drive, because if she ever comes after me, like I have this 5-star review. She said that I was it was just bizarre.
That is a bizarre one, man. I got to ask you this though, hearing all that, where'd you get that person? How'd that person find you? Was that the fish chasing the boat, or was that a referral? Or
that was early on in my career. So I bought an apartment complex after the market crashed, and I was housing veterans. And she went into Catholic Charities, and I had become friends with the housing placement officers there. And she's like, this lady needs to sell her home. Can you come talk to her? I show up and like, I'm working on my apartment.
Yeah.
Just barely had my license. I had, you know, a flannel on, paint on my pants. Like I did not look like a pro.
Yeah.
Ended up, it's okay. Like, this is what we need to do. Sell the home. And it ended up being part of a divorce too, which I didn't know. She wanted the home wasn't showing up on Zillow. And I'm like, well, why do you want it on Zillow? Like,
yeah.
We're getting, and this was when Zillow was kind of new.
Yeah.
Sure enough, husband sees it on Zillow, calls me, and then it gets tied up in litigation for a little bit, right?
Oh, God.
Yeah. It was crazy.
Lesson learned.
Crazy.
What is it? What's the lesson learned on that one for
Lesson learned is, you know, keep going. Like, it ain't over till it's dead, right? Cancellation.
Fight to the bitter end.
Yeah, because you just never know, like, how things are going to work out. You just never know.
Wow.
Right. I'm doing a deal right now where it was the mom is selling her house to buy this country property. The daughter is selling her house to buy this same country property. We closed on their home. Sister was buying mom's house. It was supposed to be just a family transaction. Ended up she wanted to get, you know, her agent involved, and it's just, you know, and it's I didn't know if it was going to happen, but they're supposed to be recording today. So
nice.
Just never know. And
welcome to real estate.
I've been known to go from 0 to 100 pretty quick, but I've recently been working on, you know, not taking on that emotion and just being cool, and then you just be mellow, and things you're able to think much clearer, and then you just, okay, well, let me try this, or let's figure this out.
Yeah.
Just keep, you know.
I love it.
Signs of cancellation, the deal's not over.
It ain't over till it's over, baby. Let's wrap up with one last thing here, which is just words of advice for somebody who's brand new, just getting started today.
Can't be a secret agent. You know, you have to get out there and let people know who you are. The old school adage of leave the house with 20 cards and don't come home until they're all handed out is a great way to get business. You never know when somebody's going, oh, I met you 5 years ago, I got your card. I've had that happen because my cards are pretty unique. I don't have one on me right now, but this is my divorce card. It's super thick. They're extra thick, and it stands out. It's embossed.
Yeah.
I pay a little more for my cards, but they stand out. People go, oh, that's a nice card. So get out there, let people know who you are. lean on your peers' expertise, because if you're just new, you only done a deal or not done a deal, use the word we. Yeah, we do a lot of transactions.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah.
Because most likely you're going to have somebody walking you through the process. Get out there on social media, interview other businesses, promote their business for free, and don't ask for anything. Hey, can I promote your business? Oh yeah, and then you become friends with that person. There's a local restaurant during COVID. I went in there and the lady was like, I don't know what to do. I'm like, let's just do a live video and tell people what's going on. And when I left, I'm like, every day do a video, let people know what's going on, let them know what your specials are, because they started the delivery. Months later, I talked to her. She's like, you probably saved my family business.
Yeah.
Because I come in there and I didn't ask for anything.
Yeah.
See if she could give me, take care of my family for dinner. I'm like, no, I'm not doing this to get things. I'm doing it because I want to help. And then if it's in your budget, I would say pick a farm. How you could reach out to your title company, or you can use the MLS to see the ranking report in that neighborhood. That's what you want to look at for a year or 2 years and see who's doing business. If there's only one person doing 3 or 4 deals in 500 homes, and that's
the right market.
Man, that's perfect. And just,
become that person.
Own
it. Yeah.
And then if somebody signs up to your thing, send them a handwritten note with a business card in there.
Yeah.
Hey, thank you for signing up. If you ever have any questions, feel free to give me a call. Handwritten notes are magical.
I love it. So many good things, Lance. Appreciate this. So Lance, let's wrap this up. The areas that you served, if there's somebody looking to buy or sell a home who might be listening to the podcast or watching it, they'd like to get connected to you. What areas do you serve directly, and how do they reach you?
San Joaquin County is my home area, but I've been known to go to the Bay Area for a listing or two.
Yeah.
Those price points are definitely attractive.
Sure.
My best phone number is 209-986-9292. Email is lance@lancemchan.com. My website is lancemchan.com as well.
Great. Perfect. Yeah, we'll get all that up there and make sure it's readily available. And if you're watching on YouTube, the links to connect with Lance, phone numbers, etc., will be down below. If you're listening, lancemchan.com, right? And McHan is MCHAN, correct?
Correct, yeah.
MCHAN, lancemchan.com. And of course, we've got his phone number as well. And we'll just take it from there. Lance, man, thanks so much for being on the podcast.
I appreciate you.
Dude, you're so super inspirational, man. Super inspirational. And the story of how you got into the business, et cetera, and where you are today is just remarkable. And I'm glad we cleared it up that it's 11 million of this year, not in the past 12 months, but this year. Great stuff. Lance McHan, True Titan. Thank you so much for being on the podcast. So
thank you.
We'll let you go. All right. For the rest of y'all, if you're listening, if you're a real estate agent, you would like to be on the Real Estate Titans podcast, just reach out to Bill Crossan at 707-220-1444. With that, we'll get out of here. See you next time here on the Real Estate Titans podcast. Adios.